Hey everybody, it's Tuesday, March 9th, and today we're going to talk about democracy. Remember yesterday we talked a little bit about democracy, dictatorships, and monarchies, and we went through a few examples, but today we're really going to dive deeper. So democracy is a form of government in which people have the power to make choices about their lives and government, either directly or through representation. So as in directly means like they can vote on everything, or they elect somebody. They vote someone into office who gets to vote for them. And so where did it come from? So it originally came from the Greeks. It comes from the word demokratia, which it comes from the word demo, which is people, and kratos, which is rule. So people rule. In Greece, specifically Athens, Greece, around 500 BCE. BCE is before current era. An adult free man born in Athens could vote. So if you moved to Athens as an adult, you couldn't vote, and anyone who's not an adult or a free man couldn't vote. They had a council of 500 people who ran a government and proposed laws. So they proposed the laws to the people, and the people got to vote. They also had an assembly that debated and approved laws. So important parts of democracy. It guarantees human rights to every person. So human rights are rights given to every single person. They can practice their own religion and be different in safety. So human rights are those rights that ensure that we are all treated as equally as possible. You know, there's even in countries that guarantee human rights, there's still inequality, definitely. But there's no massive amounts. It's much smaller, and the countries that have inequality in democracy are working towards solutions. So they have fair and regular elections. Remember we talked about how in Venezuela their elections weren't fair, not everyone could vote, only specific people, and it didn't really matter who voted because the dictator was just going to do what he wanted to anyways. So that's how democracies are different. Elections, everyone who's an adult can vote, and they're held at specific times. Every citizen can vote. We have political parties that argue against each other in democracies, and people can vote for which person in their party that they agree with. It is a citizen's responsibility to participate in the government, so everyone should participate is what they're saying. So in some countries like Argentina and Australia, people are fined or have to pay if they don't vote. Usually it's a very small amount, but they still have to pay. They usually have separation of powers divided into legislative, which is those people that make the laws, executive, which is like a president or a prime minister, and judicial, which is judges who say this is allowed and this isn't allowed. This is so one branch or part doesn't have too much power. So laws are debated and argued about and passed by legislators. So we see a lot on the news like Congress was arguing about this and Democrats and Republicans are arguing about that, right? That's those two political parties clashing and arguing. So legislators are voted into office, voted into doing their job by the people. So a direct democracy, every citizen votes on all important decisions, all of them. This is what they originally had in Athens, Greece, and large governments rarely do this because it would be so difficult because people would be constantly voting. So who's allowed to vote today? Any citizen in the U.S. In the U.S., any citizen 18 and older. Some of our founding fathers, like James Madison, believed that it was bad direct democracy was bad for minorities because they would never receive a majority rule. They would never get the ability to have their say because the majority would always overrule the minority. And if we had a direct democracy, I would have to leave. I'd be like, sorry, 6th period, I have to go vote. Sorry, 7th period, I have to go vote. Sorry, 3rd period, I have to go vote. We would always be voting, okay? We wouldn't have time to do anything else. So that's why we have a representative democracy in the U.S. People elect representatives to run the government. People elect representatives such as president, members of Congress, and senators to run the government. Most democracies today have representative democracies. Otherwise, like I said, we just be voting all the time. Be like, sorry, I have to get a substitute so I can go vote, and then another substitute so that substitute can go vote all the time. It's also known as a democratic republic. So if you see that if you Google what type of government does the United States have, it'll probably say representative democracy or democratic republic. So a republic is just a type of country. So we're going to watch Grace for President. So I want you to go ahead and pause this video and go watch it. Okay? And then at this point, I hope you have already watched it. You paused it and watched it. And then I want you to tell me or think about, why did Sam decide to vote for Grace? How was this election fair? Were people allowed to make their own decisions without pressure? How did the students represent the states? In the United States, each state has electoral college votes based on the population of their state, and in this book, each student represents a state. So they vote as a state. Okay? So that's what I was talking about. How did the students represent the states? All right? So I hope you watch this video, Grace for President. The next one is Kid President. It's really good, but you don't have to watch it. All right? We're just going to go ahead and get into our show it. If you want to pause the video and go ahead and watch it, it is wonderful. I think you should watch it, but you don't have to. All right. Going to go to third period. Week 10, Tuesday. All right. So you're going to start. Nope, this is the wrong week. Sorry, guys. All right, guys, sorry. Go to week 10, lesson 90, democracy, show it. All right, we're going to go through a couple of them. A representative democracy is also known as a democratic republic. Democratic republic, that's number 3. So which type of democracy has people elected to make decisions for their citizens? That is a representative democracy. A representative democracy, number 6. And we're going to do one more. A written document telling people about their rights is a constitution. All right, guys, I know you can do the rest because you are wonderful and so smart. All right, finish the show it and then have a great day. Have a great Tuesday.